Donald Trump was still a private citizen the last time the world faced a global health crisis, the Ebola outbreak that began in 2014, which would lead to the deaths of more than 11,000 people in West Africa. People in this country were far more focused on the fear that Ebola would come to America, which led to some overzealous responses, including then New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's decision to quarantine a nurse, Casey Hickox, after she returned from treating patients in Sierra Leone, even though she had tested negative for Ebola. But perhaps no one was more panicky and nervous than Citizen Trump, who did not want heroic figures like Casey Hickox to return home at all.
Well, Anna, they are great people. They're tremendous people, but they have to suffer the consequences. They go and they try and help other people, but, things like this happen. Our country has enough problems. Send the doctors to Liberia. Send the doctors to West Africa to take care of our people. That's one thing. But don't let them in. We should end flights coming in from West Africa and Liberia. We should certainly do that.
Trump insisted he understood Ebola better than the experts, tweeting, "It is much easier to transmit than the CDC and government representatives are admitting," and not consent to simply show off his medical degree from checks notes nowhere. He went full conspiracy theorist, encouraging people not to trust their government to deal with the outbreak.
Well, I think very few people trust our government as being competent. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, we have virtually incompetent leadership. So why would anybody trust our government to handle this crisis?
Well, now Trump is the head of our government. He's the one we're supposed to trust to deal with the outbreak of coronavirus. And yet, here's what he had to say last month at Davos.
Have you been briefed by the CDC?
I have.
Are the words about a pandemic at this point?
No, we're not at all, and we have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine.
Now, the situation in the United States is still relatively good, but since Trump said things were totally under control, the death toll in China has risen from 17 people to 1,900, and infections have risen from 540 to over 72,000, and at least 15 cases have now been reported here in the United States. Speaking of Trump's claim, Harvard School of Public Health professor Michael Mina said even a middle schooler wouldn't have said that. Everyone is using caution in how we're framing what the risk is, primarily because we don't understand what the risk is at the moment. The last thing anyone would say is we are not concerned. Everyone is concerned.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.